Are we live? We are live. Hello, everyone. Hi, all. All right, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. I've been doing this for a few weeks. Coming on to play some songs, talk a little about music, a little bit about my life. So tonight, I've been posting, if anyone's seen it, that I'm going to do some songs by an artist he's my hero. I learned to play guitar, started learning to play guitar a long time ago. And I used this artist to learn how to play guitar. I basically covered all his songs and only his songs, and I learned to play. So, so tonight I'm going to be doing a few tunes from Robert Allen Zimmerman. And if you don't know who Robert Allen Zimmerman is, you may know who Bob Dylan is. So Bob Dylan's real name is Robert Zimmerman, Jewish lad from Minnesota, grew up in Minnesota, and went on to some pretty big things. So anyway, before I get into that though, I just wanted to. I've been getting some really amazing support, so obviously I want to say thanks to everyone and anyone who's putting up with me and my post, and there's a good reason that we're doing this. I'm getting really excited about some stuff, and I've been told not even to talk about it too much, but I'm getting too excited, so I'm going to start talking about it and just giving out but some fun stuff is coming up. But there's a few people that I just wanted to shout out before, and there's a few people sharing out these videos, and one is in New Brunswick, and that's my Uncle Jimmy, James, I call him. So he shares my videos and shares my post, and he doesn't play music, but he loves music, and he knows more about the history of music and the history of rock and bands and songs, and so anyways, shout out to you, James, for all your support. And I shoot him some of my own compositions, and let him listen to it and tell me what he thinks, and so I really appreciate it, Jimmy, I really do. And another one that it's always comes up, that's always sharing, is her name is Rachel Ann Sylvania, and so she's my girlfriend's sister, and she shares. She is a big fan. She video chats with her sister, and when I pop my head in front of that video screen, she can barely contain herself. She shouts and hoops, and so she's been an amazing support. So Rachel Ann Sylvania, thank you very much for all your support and all your cheers and your woos and your screams. You're awesome. Hope you can gonna make it down here sometime soon. There's someone that wants to meet you. So anyway, so yeah, that's that. But that's kind of kidding around and kind of not. And I would just want to thank everyone for sharing in this little musical journey that I'm on and that we're on. So Bob Dylan, yes, Bob Dylan. I think he recorded his first album in 1962. He has written over 500 songs. He has gone on to many awards, and he's the only artist, the only singer-songwriter, the only musician to ever win a Nobel Prize. So he won the Nobel Prize in Literature a few years back. So he's changed the course of music. He's changed the course of. He's probably not only one of the most influential artists in rock and roll and in music and in folk music and singer-songwriters, but he's one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. With Picasso, and you can go down and if you don't know him, look him up. He's all over Wikipedia, and so he just. He changed what music was being, what we were writing about, and and he has been an advocate for social rights and freedom for all, and against wars, and so I'm going to play a few songs. I'm going to start with one that is not so famous, not so known, but it's kind of like the first rap song ever written in the mid 1960s. You may hear a baby crying because we got a baby with us. So you may hear that, and that's okay. That's the sounds of life. So this is called Subterranean Homesick Blues. And yeah, we're a little scattered here as our engineering team is got some other things going on. But are we ready to sing a song? Or looks like we're good. And we may have a backup singer. His name is Dylan. And Dylan was sort of named after Bob Dylan. That's how big of a fan I am of Mr. Robbie Zimmerman. But anyway, so this is kind of going back into before rap, and Bob Dylan wrote this song, and I don't really know what it's about, but it's just he talks about a lot of things in it, and it goes something like this. Oh, Johnny's in the basement, mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement, thinking about the government. A man in the trench coat, badge out laid up, says he got a bad cough, wants to get it paid off. Look out, kid, something you did, God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway, looking for a new friend. Man in the coonskin cap and the pig pen. It's $11 bills, but you only got 10. Maggie come Fleetfoot, face full of black soot, talking at the heat, put plants in the bed bug. Phone stopped anyway, Maggie says the man, he say, must bust an early May orders from the DA. Look out, kids, no matter what you did, don't tie no bows, better stay away from those who carry around a fire hose. Keep a clean nose, watch the plain clothes. You don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. I will get sick, get well, hang around the inkwell, hang hard to tell if anything is gonna sell. Try hard, get back, right braille, get jail, jump bail. Join the army if you fail. Look out, kids, you're gonna get hit by losers and cheaters and six-time users. Hang around the theaters, girl by the whirlpool, looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders, watch your parking meters. Get born, keep on short pants, romance, learn to dance, get dressed, get blessed. Try to be a success pleaser, please him, buy gifts, don't steal, don't live. 20 years of schooling and they put you on the day shift. Look out, kids, they keep it all here. Jump down the manhole, light yourself a candle, don't wear sandals. Try to avoid the scandals, don't want to be a bum, you better chew gum. The pump don't work, cause the vandals took the handles. The pump don't work because the vandals took the handles. Who knows what that means? But yeah, there's a famous video of Bob Dylan singing that in the mid 1960s with he's putting up signs with all the lyrics on it. And no one had ever written anything like that. It just I missed up on a few of the words there. They're pretty quick to get by. But anyways, yeah. So. He hung around with a bunch of poets, and he had all these influences, and that song kind of came out, and it sort of knocked the what was the norm of music away, and no one really knew what was going on when Dylan came out with some of this stuff. This is in the mid '60s, so anyways, you know, it kind of was the first rap song that went to rap in the '80s, and then, you know, what we have as hip hop today. All right, hope I'm making sense, but I'm going to play another song, but you can't really do, well, you can, but I'm going to do some Dylan with the harmonica, because that's another thing he brought into his act, and played a lot of harmonica. So I got to take my headset off and then put my harmonica on and then put my headset back on. So just bear with me for 1 second as I do that. I probably should have started with the harmonica so I didn't have to do this. But anyways, it is what it is. Right, so here we go. And here's a harmonica. So this is in the key of C for anyone that's plays music. So I'm going to play the song in the key of G with the harmonica in C. So for so that's a C, and yeah, I'm not going to go in the harmonica, but you can play a melodic harmonica in the same key as your guitar. I'm in G, and I'm going to cross it, kind of cross harp it in kind of a blues style harmonica that gets played all the time. So this song, almost everyone who I asked that what song from Dylan do you want to hear, said this song. So it's been played by so many different people. Guns N' Roses made it real famous with a real harsh rock version of it, and there's beautiful folk versions of it and beautiful versions of this song. So it's called Knocking on Heaven's Door, and it was in the anthems that Dylan wrote of anti-war. So in the 60s when they were in Vietnam and all that nonsense with war and guns, and so Dylan came up with a few, more than one, sort of the anti-war songs. So this is Knocking on Heaven's Door. And my harmonica might hit the mic a little bit, so you may hear some, that kind of sound. That. But that's all right. It's okay. Hope it's not too loud. Take this badge off me. Well, I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Well, I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. I'm knocking on heaven's door. Guns in the ground. Well, I can't shoot them anymore. Oh, the long black cloud is coming down. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Well, I'm knocking on heaven's door. I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on Heaven's Door. Yeah, that's a pretty famous song. And I think most people know it, even if they didn't know Bob Dylan wrote it. And yeah, just the you know, it goes way back, and so many people did it. But Bob Dylan, you know, sitting in a room writing that song, he was upset that young people were out there, you know, shedding blood and shooting bullets, and they didn't even know what's going on. You know, war. If we could just stop all the war. So, yeah, Knocking on Heaven's Door. This next song is not so famous. Maybe, you know, to the Dylan fans it is. I chose to sing it because it goes to another level. A lot of Dylan critics would consider this song to be an absolute masterpiece. The song is about heartache. The song is about heartbreak. The song is about losing someone. But the words and the way that he expresses that emotion had never been done before. In very sophisticated poetry it had, but not in the sense of you know, songwriting. You know, the Beatles and Elvis Presley and are all great songs, great musicians. But so Visions of Joanna, I believe, off Blonde on Blonde, which is considered by critics to be a masterpiece, with a bunch of great songs. And this song's called Visions of Joanna. And Visions of Joanna, yeah, written for the album Blonde on Blonde, where he, just a little bit of a history of, he starts to play with the Hawks, the band, you know, and the band that a lot of people know, that he brought them into the recording sessions, and they have a lot to do with this album. Robbie Robertson and Leon Helm and the boys, they joined up with Dylan and did a lot of great stuff. So I believe they had a lot to do with this album, Blonde on Blonde. So this is called Visions of Joanna. So it's a little long. I'm going to get through it as fast as I can. Try to do it a little country style. Ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? And we sit here and we're stranded, though we're all doing our best to deny it. And Louise holds a handful of rain, tempting you to defy it. And lights flicker from the opposite loft. In this room, well, the heat pipes just cough. The country music station plays soft, but there's nothing to turn off. Just Louise and her lover are so entwined. And these visions of Joanna that conquer my mind. In the empty lot where the ladies play blind man's bluff with the keychain, and the all-night girls, they whisper escapades of out on the D train. We can hear the night watchman click his flashlight and ask himself if it's really him or them that's insane. And Louise, she's alright, she's just near, but she's delicate and she seems like the mirror. And she makes it all too concise and too clear that Joanna's not here. And the ghost of electricity howls in the bones of her face. With these visions, Joanna have now taken my place. And the little boy lost, well, he takes himself so seriously. And he brags of his misery, and he likes to live dangerously. And when bringing a name up, well, he speaks of a farewell kiss to me. Yeah, he sure got a lot of gall to be so useless and all, muttering small talk at the wall while I'm in the hall. How can I explain? It's so hard to get on. And these visions of Joanna get me up past the dawn. And inside the museum, well, infinity goes up on trial. Voices echo, this is what salvation must look like after a while. But Mona Lisa, she must have had the highway blues. You can tell by the way that she smiles. And see the primitive wallflower freeze when the jelly-faced women all sneeze. You're the one with the mustache, say, ah, geez, you know I can't find my knees. Jewels and binoculars hang from the head of a mule. But these visions of Joanna, they make it all seem so cruel. And the peddler now speaks to the countess who's pretending to care for him, saying, name me one that's not a parasite, and I'll go out and I'll say a prayer for him. But like Louise always says, you can't look at much, can you, man, as she herself prepares for him. And Madonna, she still has not showed. You see this empty cage now corrode, where her cape of the stage once had flowed. And the fiddler, he now steps to the road. He writes everything's been returned which was owed, on the back of a fish truck that loads, while my conscience explodes. And the harmonicas play, skeleton keys in the rain. And these visions of Joanna, dramatic now, are all now that remain. Oh, that was long, eh? I'm gonna take my harmonica off. So I gotta take the headset off. And yeah, we'll do a few more songs, but so that one is not you know, famous, but, and I don't know if I did it justice there, but it's just, you know, who in the world was writing that kind of stuff for pop music, you know? pretty incredible. And, you know, that's why he won a Nobel Prize in Literature, though. And then refused to go to the ceremony because he had to play music live. He had other commitments. So, so like I said, Dylan wrote a lot of this anti-war, anti-establishment, anti-government. You know, he was against the war, and so he wrote a song. It's like a letter to all those who start the wars. And this one's called Masters of War. And maybe you heard it. Eddie Vedder does a version of it, really cool. And I'm going to try a version of it here. And here we go with Masters of War by Bob Dylan. Come, you masters of war, you that build all the guns, you that build the death planes, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your mask. You that's never done nothing but to build to destroy, and you play with my world like was your little toy. You put a gun in my hands and you hide from my eyes, and you turn and run further when the fast bullets fly. Like you Judas of old, will you lie and deceive? You think a world can be won? You want me to believe, but I see through your eyes, like I see through your brain, like I see through the water that runs in my drain. You fasten the triggers for the others to fire, and you sit back and watch while the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansion as young people's blood flows out of their bodies and gets buried in the mud. You've thrown the worst fear that could ever be hurled, the fear to bring children into this world, for threatening my baby, unborn and unnamed. Why you ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins. How much do I know to talk out of turn? You might say that I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned, but there's one thing I know, though I'm younger than you, even Jesus would never forgive what you do. Let me ask you one question. Is your money that good? Will it buy you forgiveness? Do you think that it could? Well, I think you will find when your death takes its toll, all the money you made will never buy back your soul. And I hope that you die, and your death will come soon. I will follow your casket on a pale afternoon. And I'll watch while you're lowered down into your deathbed. And I'll stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead. Masters of War. Angry song, but sometimes you just got to be angry, you know? Violence and war brought on by governments for God knows why. Half the time that they do it, it's beyond me. I'm not into politics, really am not, but just war upsets me. But yeah, he wrote that in the really early 60s. And kind of blew the world away as he got up there and told people how he felt. He was saying what people were thinking. He was saying what people were hoping someone would have the guts to say, and that's what he said. So I'm going to finish this off with one of his more famous songs, and I've got to see Bob Dylan live twice, and yeah, you know, there are times where you can't understand what he's saying, and he's mumbling, and but I saw him live twice, and anyone that sees him live will say he's just a genius. So he was a genius. I think it goes beyond my opinion. Some people are born to do something, and Bob Dylan was born to change music. And one of the songs he did that with, you know, went beyond the norms. What went beyond what you'd expect from a song was "Tangled Up in Blue." And again, he's just writing about a heartbreak, you know. And so this is it. This is "Tangled Up in Blue." Early one morning the sun was shining, I was lying in bed, wondering if she changed at all and if her hair was still red. Folks said our lives together sure was gonna be rough. Never did like mama's homemade dress, and Papa's member wasn't big enough. I was standing on the side of the road with the rain falling on my shoes, heading out for the East Coast. Lord knows I paid my dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. She was married and we first met, soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. Drove the car as far as we could, and we abandoned it out west. Split up on a dark side night, both agreeing that, well, it's best. She turned around to look at me as I was walking away. I heard her say over my shoulder, we'll meet again someday on the avenue. Yes, I'm tangled up in blue. Had a job in the great North Woods, I was working as a cook for a spell. I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. Drifted down into New Orleans where I happened to be employed, and for a while on a fishing boat right outside of Delacroix. But all the while I was alone, well, the past was close behind. I seen a lot of women there, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew. Well, I'm tangled up in blue. She was working in a topless place, and I stopped in for a beer. I kept a looking at the side of her face in the spotlight so clear. Later on, as the crowd thinned down, well, I was just about to do the same. Standing there in the back of my chair, said to me, "Don't I know your name?" Well, I muttered something underneath my breath, and she studied the lines of my face. I must admit I felt a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces of my shoe. Oh, well, I'm tangled up in blue. She lit a burner on the stove and she offered me a pipe. Thought you never say hello, she said you look like the silent type. And then she opened up a book of poems and she handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 13th century. And every one of those words rang true like they were written in a burning coal, pouring off of every page like they're written in my soul. From me to you, well, I'm tangled up in blue. Lived with them on a mountain street, in a basement down the stairs. There was music in the cafes that night, revolution in the air. And then he started in to dealing with slaves, and something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned, and he just froze up inside. Well, when finally the bottom fell out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on like a bird that flew. Well, I'm tangled up in blue. Now I'm going back again, got to get to her somehow. All the people that we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. And some are mathematicians and some are carpenters' wives. Don't know how it all got started, I don't know what they're doing with their lives. With me, I'm still on the road and I'm headed for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just saw it from a different point of view. Well, I'm tangled up in blue. Yes, sir. Tangled up in blue. So that's it for Sunday night, August 2nd. I think it's a holiday in Ontario and a few other provinces. So if you get the day off, I hope you enjoy it. And for everyone else, I hope you enjoy your day. And I want to thank everyone again for your support. And I'm going to be doing some more stuff and some of my own stuff coming up too. So some of the songs that I've written, influenced by the likes of Bob Dylan and Tom Petty and others. So yeah, that's it. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, Bobby Para Music. And until next time, have a great week. And yeah, we'll see you probably next Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday. So one day at a time, though, one breath at a time. Peace and love, and we'll see you soon.